Welcome back, everybody. Automotive Eat. Today we're taking a different kind of trip. Traditionally, when we're heading west out of Denver, we're towing a trailer. So you can see through the back window, we're not. But we're going to take the Ram on its first little mountain excursion. Nothing. Got the Vice President of Automotive Inc. right there, the actual true boss. So we've had the Ram for a little bit now. We put a few miles on it. We took it out on the flatlands to the plains. And so this video is going to kind of be truck stuff, some fuel economy stuff, how it did handling, safety, kind of review stuff of how we did it. And we like going up to Glenwood Springs. So we're going to show you guys some places we like to eat. So if you want to come out and visit Colorado and you want to know some places to go, there's the main stuff that you'll always see. And then there's some stuff that you may not even think about. So we're going to just travel along this journey, see how the Ram does, have some fun while doing it, and enjoy a nice family weekend, guys. So we're just going to come back in as we go. We're going to see you in a second. All right, guys, so coming up the mountain, of course, we went through Eisenhower coming down. I'm going to honestly say that I was able to turn on the auto exhaust brake, and it did great. I mean, it held it, wasn't overly aggressive. Now, full exhaust on this truck, if you're not towing, it is aggressive, which is fantastic. But I mean, it was just really, really good. One thing we did find out is how intuitive the actual native navigation is. My wife was watching it, and she happened to see where they're doing blasting up here before you hit Eisenhower up by Boyd Hill, and it actually grabbed us with plenty of time and said, "Hey, you take this route because it's faster." It actually saved us like 15 minutes. It was very intuitive, very quick, very snappy. And I thought that was pretty slick. So she said we should make note of that. I mean, we're going to have more in-depth videos and all this stuff, but this is, like I said, just kind of a combination video of how the truck did. And, you know, the navigation works slick. We came down a little steep little back area. Exhaust brake was doing great. And other than that, we kind of blast up the mountain. Now, as you come out of Denver, you have Idaho Springs. That's a cool little town you want to stop and, you know, check out. You can go up through Frisco and
Georgetown is up there with the railroad. And
yeah, Georgetown, there's a railroad. So if you're coming to Colorado, don't want to go far out of the metro area, the biggest debacle is going to be the traffic. It always is, but it's even worse. But, you know, at the end of the day, there are a lot of cool little towns. Now, once you get a little bit further past that, you hit Silverthorne, cool little town. Obviously, then you go up to Vail Pass, start getting the ski resort areas. And then there's Copper Mountain where you can head up to Leadville. So a lot of places within an hour and some change from Denver. Now we're going all the way to Glenwood Springs, so we got a little bit more. But so far, what do you think of the truck? How it's doing?
well, the seats are really comfortable. I really like those. They're cloth, but they're heated. So actually, I love those. The cloth is super nice in the winter and the summer. I find leather gets like really hot in the summer and it gets really cold in the winter. So this is really nice because then I also get my heated seats, which I love.
Yeah.
The ride's really nice. Yeah, it's gonna ride like a truck, but really the suspension's really great. And, the brakes been great. I don't know what our mileage is, but I mean we're doing pretty well. Traffic's been really nice to us, and that navigation really took like 20 minutes of just stop and go traffic out. So that was really nice.
Yeah, and it's one thing that I've dinged Ram on for quite a while now, and I'll probably mention this in a lot of the videos just in case some people don't watch it, is I think Ram was so far ahead of itself in like 2015, 2016 on their interiors. So when obviously the new Chevy and the new Ford came out, this did feel like, oh, well, they haven't changed, so it's old. But to be honest with you, it's right up there with the Ford and the Chevy. And like she said, I actually really enjoy cloth seats much more over leather, for those reasons that she said. Cold, hot, you're not burning your butt cheeks off. But I mean, it's just, yeah, and your short shorts, you know, if I wear my booty shorts, it burns the back of my thighs, you know, I don't like that. And, you know, I just got to say that this interior, once I've been in it long enough, it's just as nice as the Ford and the Chevy. And I got to be honest with you, it might be nicer. I feel like it's actually quieter in here.
It's a very quiet ride, and it's smooth. I mean, you can't really feel like the adaptive cruise. You can't tell when it's braking hard. It doesn't brake really hard. I mean, we got down to one part on I-70, and it was all of a sudden went down to 20 miles an hour, but it wasn't an aggressive braking, so that was kind of nice.
Yeah, and so I think that the safety tech's working really good. The cabin's ultra quiet. We'll have to get our decibel reader out on the way back because the Cummins is so quiet now. It's incredible. And the 8-speed transmission, not that I had a problem with the 6 speeds, but I mean, it really is the sweet spot with how it does everything coming out of Eisenhower. Obviously, we're towing, but once you kind of pick where you want to be, even if you're not using the cruise, that auto exhaust brake will hold you at that. Zero brake applications coming down the hill. Kind of got it set right at 68. I think the speed limit's 65 anyway. And it just kept us right there. Seats are ultra nice. Stereo's fantastic. Super quiet.
Fantastic too.
Yeah, and the seats are good. And I think once I opened my eyes coming back to the Ram and being in the other two interiors recently, there's not a rattle, not a squeak in this truck. Wind noise wise, it's so quiet, and it's been just a really good drive. Let's see if we can get you turned around here, check out some of God's work.
Beautiful, just a wonderful drive. It's so beautiful out here. It's getting closer to Grand Junction as we kind of go that way. The rocks get redder, and it's just, Grand Junction's one of my favorite places, but the drive out here is just gorgeous.
Yeah, I mean, we're getting ready to head into Glenwood Canyon. And so once you get to Glenwood Springs, guys, we're going to tap into a lot of places we like to go. So if you're coming into town and you don't want to eat at the standard Chili's and the standard Wendy's and everything like that, we'll show you a couple cool places you could try. But we don't have too picky of taste anyway, but some fun places. Beautiful country. We zap down here, we can see that it's averaging 19.5, which again, it's climbing out of Denver pretty much the whole way. And you can see our trip one is 19.6. One thing I have found is I've hand calculated every tank of fuel that I filled up. I make sure I get at least 150 miles before I hand calculate it so I can check it. The miles per gallon gauge is about 0.8 low on the truck. And so if that is the case, we're getting over 20 miles a gallon. Our best so far was almost 23 miles a gallon. That was with her driving out towards the plains. So I would say it's averaging fairly consistent. Now this one is going to be a little bit longer, so we will obviously come back to that. So let's head into Glenwood and we'll do some more talking. All right, guys, so we told you we're going to do stuff all along the way. So the restaurant we went to earlier today wasn't all that great in Glenwood. We're not even going to name it, but it rhymes with Shmamilas. Okay, it's tequilas because that doesn't even be close. So we ended up actually having to change motels because the motel was awful. And we ended up in Silk, Colorado at a little restaurant recommended by the actual hotel staff. Gourmet food, right?
Oh, it was fantastic. And it's just called Miner's Claim.
Yep.
It's in Silt. It's like this cute little town, only 15 minutes away from Glenwood.
Yeah.
And prices are cheaper. This restaurant was phenomenal food. I mean, I've never seen my son eat a burger, and it was amazing.
Yeah.
Top of the line chefs, wonderful service.
Yeah,
definitely recommend.
Yeah, we had a great server. He was working on his break. He was actually a teacher in his hometown, probably. He said he was home and working on his time off, like most of us hardworking Americans are. So, very cool. So, even if you're in Glenwood, make the trip down here. It's a cool little restaurant that's actually pretty big inside. You can kind of see it behind us. It's cold out here, but they have a lot of cool, like, different areas to sit in there. So make sure you check that out. So we're going to keep going on this, guys. All right, guys, so we just wrapped up at Iron Mountain Hot Springs. So they have the original one down here, and then this one's a little bit newer. About the same price, but we like this a little bit better because it's not overcrowded. They keep you in a window of like 3 hours. You can be here all day if you pay for that ticket, but the other one can kind of sometimes get overcrowded. A lot more stinky sulfur smell.
Yeah, not as much here.
You guys give it a thumbs up?
Thumbs up.
Yeah.
The kid pool was definitely more kid friendly, but I like the hotter pool, so I was good in the 106. First time ever going in the cold, so that was kind of fun and interesting. It's not snowing. I don't think I'd come back if it was snowing. Yeah. But that's just a personal preference.
Yeah,
so.
These are open all year. So this is just one place to think about, guys, because more prevalent when you come to Glenwood, you're going to hear about the original one, which is fine. It's just a little bit older, a little bit dated, a little bit more, rustic than this one. This place has all stuff you can buy to eat and stuff. So
and they're expanding.
Yeah, and they are expanding, so it's pretty cool. It's right on the river so that you can see. The other one's kind of, the building kind of blocks the other side of the river, so a little bit different. But now we're going to get some grub on. And after the crappy one in town, this is our room here. Pretty nice, pretty affordable. And we end up having a really good view out here on the river. And this is only 14 minutes out of town. Pretty decent here. This is the, what was this? This is the Holiday Inn Express in Silt. So they'll be getting an excellent review, good breakfast as you just saw in that other little clip. And so we're getting ready to pack up, guys, and then we're going to wrap up this video. Yesterday we went to Glenwood Canyon Brew and Pub. That's on 7th Street downtown. Another good place you got to visit, especially if you like custom, or what do they call it, craft beers or whatnot. They have that. So now we're going to get ready to load up and trail on. All right, everybody, so we are on our way back to Denver. This is just a little 3-day trip again, kind of talking Glenwood. There's a lot of stuff to do up there, guys. Doc Holliday's grave's up there, Hanging Lake Trail, of course, the hot springs. A lot of good mom and pop places to eat if you want to try those out. Some of the mainstream ones are kind of duds. Like we said, Tequila's was bad. You know, and Mexican food and Chinese food and stuff like that. That usually, some people like their place and we don't like it, so just take that for what it's worth. That was not a great place. I don't imagine anybody would like that. The Hotel Glenwood, stay away from that. That place is a dump. And they were in there wrenching on a toilet seat for about an hour with a grinder and impact gun. It sounded like a NASCAR tire changing pit. The room was filled with smoke, so we decided to check out of there. We end up just kind of randomly picking the Holiday Inn and Express in Silt.
Only 15 minutes from Glenwood, really. So, I mean, it was even obviously a little bit less expensive than the hotel Glennwood Springs, but it was way more updated, way more comfortable. The continental breakfast was actually phenomenal, where the hotel Glenwood only served a cold continental breakfast, which was pastries and cereal. And this one that we went to had omelets, it had scrambled eggs, biscuits and gravy, bacon, a cool little pancake machine. Lots of really cool options.
Yeah, good coffee, good juices. And I think that when people are traveling, it's easy to forget how much money you can gobble up having to eat out 3 meals a day. So having breakfast taken care of was super nice. And the staff was super attentive. The rooms were clean, didn't stink or anything like that. And you know, it was just really nice, guys going up there. Now, when it comes to, again, stuff that you want to do at Glenwood, there's a ton of stuff. The locals are always usually really nice. Aspen, again, is just about an hour away, and that's a pretty cool place. We've got the John Denver little tribute museum thing down there. But just a lot of stuff to do, whether you're a hiker or you're a chill person. We're usually pretty chill. We like just the hot springs and stuff. We did, like I said, the Iron Mountain one. Yeah. So, yeah, because it did get cold up here.
Yes, it did.
It's about 41 when we went to the hot springs and stuff. So, again, this was just kind of said, some people said that they would really enjoy us doing content and where we like to go when we're camping or just going. So, we're going to add all of this stuff to the channel and just keep rolling with whatever people want. We're going to just do. As for the truck, we still got 152 miles left, but what's your overall thoughts on the truck?
Really awesome, very smooth ride, except for all the lovely potholes that we've now renamed. I'm not sure we can say it, but
yeah, we renamed potholes in Colorado because recently our illustrious governor said that he's done so well with our tax money by repairing all the roads and building rec centers and stuff, and I don't see very much road improvement. So we're going to start calling potholes the polis. Well, we had to go through a polis. Let me know what you guys think. Anyway, we don't talk a lot of politics, but amongst the ride quality,
it was really nice.
Yeah, Colorado roads are going to put ride quality of any vehicle to the test.
Yes, they will.
But overall, I think the seat comfort's good.
Yep.
Other things we'll touch on later in later videos when we really, expand on this truck is, it is a little bit smaller cab than Chevy and Ford, but Junior back there is enjoying it. And we're talking by inches. Now, a game of inches can be a big thing when you're talking about with your wife. A game of inches, right? Anyway, so, you know, it's just, you know, one of those things. As for fuel economy, I will have one little bit at the end of this video where I'll show you the hand calculation to see it. Right now it's saying it's getting about 18.3, keeping in mind that that average is also encompassing our idle time. So I did give it extra idle time up here because it was cold at night. I think it was around 22. And so we just give it a little bit more warm-up time. And of course, I always, before I shut down any of my diesels, I let it run for 30 seconds or more, depending on what it was doing. But yeah, super quiet cabin, very comfortable seats. I'm very happy with the fuel economy. If 18.3 is what we're getting, I'm happy with that, guys. It's a big pickup.
For a big pickup, that's fantastic.
Yeah, and then carving the canyons, I got to say that we did the 60 on the roads, even when the curve said you could still do 60 and not a lot of body lean. It just is an overall good ride, good place to be. And yeah, so we will have a little bit more to follow up on this. If you guys have specific questions or comments that you have for us about Glenwood or anything like that, or areas to visit around that, obviously comment in this video. Make sure that you do subscribe, and then everybody hold on just a little bit longer. We're gonna get down the hill, we're gonna top off with fuel, and then we will see what we got. And had a great weekend, so see you in a second. All right, guys, so we made it back, so it's now time to top it off with fuel and check the mileage. Now, this trip, again, we had mountains, we had some traffic, and actually, when I first fueled it up, I actually let it idle for like 10 minutes while I was in the convenience store. Overall, this entire trip, which we had some city drive when we got back, we had about an hour and almost 30 minutes of idle time. So when I go in, if I'm going to be back in the truck in 5 minutes, I don't usually shut a diesel off. I just let it run, because by the time I let it cool down and everything, it's just to be about fire back up. So just let it idle, lock it up, and go inside, do my business. And so we are going to fill this bad boy up. All right, so we got 22.33 gallons. Now, guys, do yourself a favor, gas, diesel, whatever. When it's done clicking, don't wait 30 seconds, 20 seconds, and put some more in there. It's going to save you a headache in the long run. Overfilling your gas tank is bad. So let's get out the handy dandy calculator here. You can see we're full again. So reset this on trip A. We had 8 hours and 35 seconds of idle / drive time. We have 432.5. Divide that by 22.33. And we have 19.36, and that is equating at 19.4. 19.4. Now those two can differentiate the average fuel economy and your actual trip depending on what you want to do. So you can reset both of those. So I'm going to say it's spot on this time. Like I said, that probably has to do with whatever. Truck's not even broken yet. Basically, the owner's manual says the first 6,000 miles expect fuel economy to be worse than after 6. It's going to improve. 19.4. I'll take that every day of the week, especially climbing the mountains, driving at 80 some miles an hour when we're passing sometimes. Lots of idle time, and it's all good. So, as always, guys, that was a great trip up there. There's some fuel economy running through the mountains. Empty, of course. I'm really excited to do a lot of the towing with this because I think fuel economy towing is going to be better than the other two. I'm not going to expect it to be crazy high, but even a mile or two per gallon better, I'm definitely excited about that. Wonderful trip to Glenwood, guys. Appreciate you guys always being here, and I'm going to catch you on the next one.